A very good morning, children. Myself, Hemlata Mane, your English teacher, welcome you all for online class. So, children, lesson 2.4 Anak Krakatoa. We have discussed this lesson in the previous class. So, in today's class, we are going to have a recapitulation of what we have discussed in the previous class, and we are going to discuss the textual question and answers of this lesson. Alright, so we will have a quick recap of what we have discussed in the previous class. So children, Anak Krakatoa. So Krakatoa is an island, right? It's an island in the Sunda Strait between Java and Sumatra in Indonesia. Alright, and it is known for its volcano which erupts regularly, right? So later we have discussed what is volcano. A volcano is a crack or opening in the earth's crust. There is a hot molten rock near the earth's center, right? Sometimes it rises to the surface of the earth through such a crack or opening and flows out. When this happens, we say that the volcano has erupted. Okay, so like this eruption happens on a tremendous scale, and thick dark clouds of smoke high rise from the opening and spreads in the sky. Alright, so this big glowing burning chunks of rocks and red hot lava are thrown out of the crack in the earth. Okay, so we have discussed volcano, what is volcano, right? Now volcanoes has been classified into three types. What are they? Number one is active volcanoes, number two is dormant volcanoes, and number three is extinct volcanoes. So active volcano is what, children? It erupts regularly. Okay, and what is dormant volcano? Dormant volcanoes, they are temporarily inactive or in a deep sleep. We find information about the eruption of these volcanoes in history, but now they are quiet. And what about extinct volcanoes? Extinct volcanoes, like geographers, they guess by looking at the rock long ago, but there is no record in the history. An extinct volcano is unlikely to erupt again. Okay, now out of these three volcanoes, so Krakatoa is an active volcano, children. It has erupted many times, causing great disasters. Alright, so the worst eruption of it took place in August 1883. In the year 1883, it took the worst eruption. Alright, then the volcano erupted with such a loud boom that it was heard more than 35,000 kilometers away. Alright, so this is about the volcanoes. In 1927, a plume of smoke rose out of the water on the crater. Right, so first it was named Anak Krakatoa, then it was a child of a Krakatoa. We have discussed this lesson, right, children? So the part of the old island was known as Rakata is still visible in the sea, and then a little away from new arrival Anak Krakatoa, right? Later after eruption in 1883, all the surrounding islands and coasts were covered with hot ash. So the western coast of Java greatly affected by Krakatoa's eruption, we have discussed, right? Everything was gone, everything, the disaster has it affects many lives. Okay, so we have discussed this lesson, children. We will see the textual question answers from the text, page 36 of the lesson which we have discussed. Anak Krakatoa. So the first one is draw a diagram to show a volcanic eruption from its description given in this passage. Label the diagram, show the following in it. So volcano, earth's crust, crack in the earth's crust, hot molten rock, red hot lava, smoke, ash, burning chunks of rock. So what we have to do is we need to draw a diagram to show an volcanic eruption. We have to show it in the diagram, the volcanic eruption, by showing what all these things: earth's crust, crack in the earth's crust, the hot molten rock, red hot lava, ash, burning chunks of the rock. So here you can see the diagram, children. Yeah, so here you can see the diagram. See the earth's crust. Can you see this is the earth's crust over here? Yeah, the earth's crust. Okay, then here you can see hot molten rock. This is the hot molten rock. Then red hot lava. here you all can see crack in the earth's crust. See, this is the crack in the earth's crust. Then the red hot lava is coming out of it, right? Burning chunks of rocks. See, these are burning chunks of rocks. Smoke and ash is coming. See, this is the smoke and ash. Okay, hot molten rock. This is hot. It became hot, and the earth's crust. This is the earth's crust. So this is how the volcanic eruption happens, right? Crack in the earth's crust. This is the earth crust. There's a crack in it. Then hot red lava is coming out of it, burning chunks, like it is burning chunks of rocks. And then smoke and ash is coming out. Like when we see something is burning, how smoke and ash is coming out. The same way when a volcanic eruption happens, the same way burning chunks of rocks are coming, smoke is coming out, ash is coming out. So this is how we need to show the in the diagram how volcanic eruption happens. Okay. Now next is show the three categories of volcanoes using the following tree diagram structure. So we have discussed like there are three kinds of volcanoes, that is active volcano, dormant volcano, extinct volcano. So active is erupt regularly, dormant now quiet, and extinct is rock formation indicate past eruptions, no record of it in history. Alright, so Krakatoa is an active volcano. Remember children? Yeah. Next is show the stages in the process in which Krakatoa collapsed and then Anak Krakatoa formed in the course of volcanic eruptions. Use the flowchart given below. Now we have to show the stages in process in which Krakatoa collapsed. When a volcanic eruption happens, how the Krakatoa collapsed, and we need to form it in the course of volcanic eruption using the flowchart. Now this is the flowchart. Eruption in 1883. Alright, island collapsed, 2/3 destroyed. When eruption burst out, right? When eruption happens in 1883, so island collapsed, 2/3 of the Krakatoa was destroyed. Then after this, in front of this only need to write underwater volcano create. So it was an underwater volcano create. Then again 1927 another eruption happened, right? So outflow of lava grow. It was now in 1883 it was underwater volcanic eruption. In 1927 it was outflow of lava grow. And it was mountain below sea, island above water. So it was mountain below sea and islands above water. This is the flow chart. Okay. Now next is draw diagram to show how life returned to the islands. How life returned to the island. Label the diagram. Use the technique of drawing diagrams when you study science, geography, etc. Yeah, so we need to draw a diagram to show how life returned to the island, right? After the volcanic eruption, how life returned to the island, we need to show it in the form of diagram. So here you all can see children, how life returned to Krakatoa, right? No? Now, aquatic plants and animals came to the coast, right? No lives were left on the Krakatoa. Like later, aquatic plants and animals came to the coast. Small animals like ants, termites, rats, lizards traveled to the island on plants. Alright. Near the island, like small plants came on that. Like all these small animals came. Wind, sea, birds brought seeds of plants. So wind, sea, and birds, they brought the seeds of plants. So this is how the life on island came back, right? No, when the eruption happened, nobody was on the island, like everything was destroyed. But later all this animals, plants and aquatic plants, animals came to the coast. So this is how the life returned to the island. Next is write a short note on the following. The eruption 1883. So children, here you can see, this is the question number 5. Write a short notes on the following. There are two, the 1883 eruption we have to write and the living world on Krakatoa. Alright. So we will see the 1883 eruption. Alright. So this was the worst eruption of the volcano. right? It occurred in the month of August. In the first paragraph we have discussed, children, right? It erupted with such a loud boom that it was heard more than 35,000 kilometers away in Australia, and it is believed to be the loudest sound man has ever heard. The island, which was a volcanic mountain, collapsed on itself. The dust that was thrown up in the eruption rose to about 80 kilometers in the sky. It caused a tsunami in the sea near the island. About 165 villages and towns were destroyed due to the eruption and the tsunamis. How many total? How many villages, children? 165 villages were destroyed due to eruption and tsunamis. The eruption destroyed 2/3 of the island of Krakatoa. 2/3 of the island, right? No? It collapsed beneath the surface of the sea, creating a huge underwater volcanic crater or hole. The hole was more than 6 kilometers wide. So this was the eruption happened in 1883. All right. So we will see the next is the living world on Rakata. Now the living world on Rakata is what? The living world of Rakata was not lost and gone forever. Like everything was been destroyed. So but then too it was not lost and not gone forever. The wind and the sea brought seeds of plants to the island. So wind and the sea brought seeds and plants to the island. Some seeds came with the birds who flew over the island. Some seeds came with the birds who flew over the islands. Plants and animals that live in the sea came to the coast again. Small land animals like ants, termites, or even rats and lizards traveled to the land on plants floating in the sea. The island was soon teeming with plants and animals. So this is how the living of Rakata was formed again. Even though everything was destroyed, but then too it formed again. Now next is, children, find the pronunciation of the following words from a good dictionary. So what you need to do is you need to find out the pronunciation for these following words: straight, eruption, tremendous, dormant, extinct, tsunami, crater, plume. So you need to find out the pronunciation from the dictionary. Alright, so this you need to do it by yourself. Next is read aloud with the leader. Form group of fives. Read the passage aloud in groups. The leader begins every sentence and stop after a few words. The other members complete the sentence, reading it aloud in the chorus. Alright, so this we will be doing in the reading. This we will do in the reading class, children. Alright. Next is, look at the following words carefully. Look at the following words carefully for 1 minute. So the words given below, you need to look at that words for 1 minute. Now close your book and try to write down as many of the words as you can remember. It's very simple. You just need to look at the words for 1 minute, and after looking it, close your book and try to write how many words do you remember. How many words you remember, that many words you write it down. Alright, so this is your home assignment, children. The last question, look at the following words carefully for 1 minute, and now close your book and try to write down as many of the words as you can remember. Alright, so this is your home assignment. If any doubt or query, kindly WhatsApp me. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Thank you.